Breaching the naval blockade violates international law and poses a direct security threat to Israel and its citizens. You are instructed to change your course. Any further attempt to sail toward Gaza endangers your safety and places you within an active war zone.
Israel intercepted ships carrying humanitarian aid, blocking food, medicine, and hope from reaching starving children in Gaza. Peaceful volunteers, risking everything to deliver relief, were met with military force instead of compassion. As the flotilla neared Gaza, Israeli naval forces moved in. Activists reported unlit ships trailing them and drones circling overhead.
Breaching the naval blockade violates international law and poses a direct security threat to Israel and its citizens. You are instructed to change your course. Any further attempt to sail toward Gaza endangers your safety and places you within an active war zone. If you continue on your route and attempt to breach the naval blockade, we will stop your vessel and act to confiscate it through legal proceedings in court. You bear full responsibility for your actions. Attempt to breach the lawful naval blockade on the Gaza Strip constitutes a violation of international law and represents an act of cooperation with the Hamas terrorist organization.
Israeli forces warned the flotilla to turn back, insisting aid must be offloaded at Ashdod port rather than Gaza. The first ship to be boarded carried Greta Thunberg among hundreds of other volunteers. Troops climbed aboard, detaining passengers and cutting off all communications. Some ships were rammed, decks were sprayed with water cannons, and the flotilla described the operation as aggressive and intimidating. Families of activists waited anxiously, unable to contact their loved ones. Volunteers emphasized they were unarmed, carrying only food, medicine, and other humanitarian supplies for civilians in need. Israel defended its actions as enforcing a legal naval blockade and suggested some organizers were linked to Hamas, a claim strongly denied by the activists. For the people of Gaza, the result was the same. Even life-saving aid was blocked. International reactions were immediate. Turkey condemned the interception as an act of terrorism, while countries like Australia raised concerns about the safety of their citizens on board. Activists insisted their mission was entirely peaceful, yet they were treated as a threat.
Attention, Israel offensive forces. This is Thiago Avila from the steering committee of the global Sumud Flotilla. We advise you that we are a humanitarian, non-violent solidarity mission to break the illegal siege imposed by Israel 18 years ago against the Palestinian people in Gaza and to create a humanitarian corridor. Once again, we are in international waters, which is not your jurisdiction. We are heading to Palestinian territorial waters, which is not your jurisdiction, despite the fact that you think you can occupy that land. But all of this is completely illegal. We do not comply with your request because your request is still an attempt to perpetuate the genocide of the Palestinian people. We are here in solidarity with them, so we do not comply with occupation, with an apartheid system, and with a racist and supremacist ideology called Zionism. Over.
Ships were stopped, volunteers detained, and supplies never reached the civilians waiting in Gaza. Children remained hungry, families remained trapped, and humanitarian aid was blocked in international waters. The interception of the global Sumud Flotilla is a stark reminder of the human cost of the blockade. Peaceful volunteers met with military force, aid prevented from reaching those in desperate need, and a world watching as civilians continue to suffer.